Hello all, this is Brian G. I've been asked to make a short recording about a subject that's close, near, and dear to my heart. Something that's really been bothering me as of late. And I've chosen to talk about student loan debt forgiveness. This is something that is very close to my heart because I have had several loans. I mentioned in the last podcast that I was born back in 75, so I grew up in late 70s or through the 80s, graduated from high school back in 94. Yes, I'm an old fart. But I, just like everyone in my generation and since, you were told, go to college, go to college. If you want to make something of yourself, if you want to be successful, you have to go to college. If you don't go to college, you'll never make anything of yourself. You got to go to college, got to go to college. So yeah, there was that push to go to college, and I knew I was never very good at book learning, sitting in a classroom, reading a book and learning. I'm very hands-on. I can learn something extremely well if it's somebody can make it exciting, something that really sticks in my head. If I can use my hands and do it, then great. But the push was go to school. So I did, and I took out the loans. And I went to school, University of Alaska Anchorage, University of Alaska Fairbanks, and I messed around and I took classes, criminology, history, secondary education, and played around for a few years. And I got the loans. Now, the thought never occurred to me to ask someone to pay off those loans for me. I agreed to take out those loans. When I took out the loan, they listed out, this is how much you're going to borrow to get your degree. This is how much you're going to need. This is what your interest is going to be. This is what your minimum monthly payments are going to be once you get out of school. And if you make just the minimum payments, this is how long you're going to be paying it off. And this is how much you're going to be paying in interest. So everything was listed out. If you took 5 minutes just to read over all that and really look at it, you knew how much you were going to borrow, how much you were going to have to pay back. Never occurred to me to ask somebody who busted their butt and made something of their life to come in and let me take the money from them and pay off the loan that I agreed to take and pay off. So I went to college, I did some courses, I took several years, and then I started paying off the loan after I got out. I was dumb about it. I made the minimum monthly payments, and I took years to pay off that loan. And eventually I did pay it off. It did take a while, but I did get it paid off eventually. But after 2000, I don't remember. It was probably 2002 or so that I finally did pay it off. But it took a while because I was dumb about it. I just made the monthly payments and kept on going. And I missed payments, so I had late fees and stuff. I was dumb about it. But I paid it off. I didn't ask someone else to do it for me. And then, I did, just recently, I did go back to school. I was in retail management for over 20 years, and I was tired of retail. I wanted out of it. So I left retail. I got a job overnight so I can concentrate on school, and I was getting a certificate in IT web development. And I took out some loans so I could get it done. So now I owe $9,000 in student loan debt, federal student loan debt. I'm not asking anyone else to pay it. I took out the loans. When I took it, they said, this is how much you're taking. This is how much you're going to owe. Here's your interest. Here's how much you're going to have to pay every month. They list it out for you, so you know how much you're going to be paying. I looked up and said, once I get the certificate, this is my job opportunities. This is how much I'm going to be able to make with those job opportunities. This is how much you're going to pay me. So I knew going in, if I could get the certificate, how much I would be making when I get done. I chose to take out those loans. I chose to make those, to be able to have to make those payments every month. I did not go in blindfolded. I took some time and I looked at the loans. And everyone who takes out the loan should be doing that. So to say, I chose to take out 10,000, I chose to take out 20,000, 50,000, 120,000, 200,000, whatever. It's all listed out. You know how much you're going to be borrowing. You know how much you're going to have to pay every month. So if you're smart enough to think you can go to college and get a degree, then you should be smart enough to look at that and read it and know this is what I'm going to owe. Nobody owes you that money. Nobody should have to pay those loans back for you. You agreed to make those payments. Now, why would I want somebody who was smart enough to start working, busting his butt to making the income that he makes, to make the money he's made for him and his family? Why should I be taking money from him to pay back my loans that I agreed to take? Just because you're too dumb to read it, just because you're too dumb to take the time to go, this is what I'm going to owe. How long am I going to pay this? Oh, what are going to be my career opportunities once I get this degree? How much am I going to be able to make? Am I going to be making enough that I can pay this loan back? You agreed to take that loan out to get the degree that you wanted to get. Now, you can blame the schools for pushing degrees that will never make you a decent income. You can have issues with how much they're charging you, and I totally disagree. I think schools are charging way too much for you to get a degree. Way too much. Don't get the degree then. Go somewhere else. Find someone else. It's called competition. Go find a better, go to a trade school. Become an electrician, a plumber. Start your own business. Become an entrepreneur. You don't need to go to college to be successful. But we are told, you need to go to college. You need to go to college. You need to go to college. Well, use your head and figure out that you don't really need to go to college to be successful. There are careers out there you need to go to college for. But know that this is going to be your career opportunities once you get this degree. This is how much I'm going to make, and this is what I'm going to have to pay back. Don't expect someone else who's busted their butt to pay back that loan for you. Now, as it was mentioned in the last podcast, I am living in Washington. I actually live up on the north, right along the Canadian border. I do go down to Bellingham, and I actually deliver some papers, trying to make some extra money while I'm finishing my certificate. While I'm finishing it. So some of the guys that I work with, very liberal, very liberal. I was talking to one of them about, I have a $9,000 student loan, and I am not going to ask the federal government to pay that off because I'm not willing to take money from someone else to pay for a loan that I paid for or that I took out. And he thought I was nuts. He's like, why would you not take out this money? They're going to tax you for it. Take the money from you. Take it. Get it back from them. And use it to pay off your loan. No, I'm not going to do that. Because, they're going to tax me some for it, and they shouldn't, because they shouldn't be paying off other people's loans. But some of my taxes will go towards that. But not the $9,000 that I'm going to use to pay back that loan. So they're going to be taking money from my neighbor. They're going to be taking money from my sisters, my brother. They're going to be taking money from my cousins. They're going to be taking money from Joe Blow down the corner. All these people that busted their butts to make money, to take care of their family, to have a mortgage and pay off their house, to have a nice car, to have whatever. They've busted their butt to get that money, and now I'm going to take money from them to pay off my loan? I don't think so. No. He thought it was crazy. He thought I was nuts. And I'm like, you know what? That's fine. I don't have a problem with you wanting to take out the loan. I disagree with it because I don't think you should take money from someone else to pay off a loan that you took out. But I will not do it. And I'm not. I'm not going to ask for them to pay back my $9,000 loan. And honestly, it's illegal. Biden does not have the power. We're giving the executive branch way too much power. He is going way overboard. And, the other presidents in the past have done it. It's time for the other branches to take back the power that they should have. We're supposed to spread out the power so we don't have a king or an emperor. This is inexcusable. And I think, I hope, and I think it will, and I've heard other people that are going to be filing lawsuits to stop it. Biden overstepped, and he is not to do it. Why would Nancy Pelosi last year say that Biden cannot do this? It is above his power to pay back student loans. Well, now he does it this year, and she goes, good for him. That's awesome. Well done. Well, that is BS. It is above his level. It is not his job to take money from someone else who busted their butt and give it to somebody who decided that agreed to take a loan and pay it back. It is not his job to do that. It's above his level. So, yes, I think the courts will hear it. I think it'll be overturned. I pray it is. And I will not be taking out the loan myself. This is just idiocy. Sorry, I get a little sensitive about this just because I'm just tired of the direction this country is going. It's just crazy, and we need to do something to slow this what they call progress, which is just taking this country down, causing massive inflation because we're borrowing more money, taking money from people that have worked. And don't tell me that, oh, well, they didn't have to work to get the money. It was handed to them. They didn't have to bust their butt. Well, you know, I have a lot of family that has made a lot of money and has done a lot of stuff. And I will tell you, they are some of the hardest working people I've ever met. They work 15, 16, 17-hour days, 6, 7 days a week for years so they can earn a lifestyle that they want. And now I'm going to take that money from them, say you didn't deserve it because I wanted to work an 8-hour shift, a 9-hour shift, and I didn't want to work 6 days a week, 7 days a week. I wanted to work just 5 days a week. No, my sister, she is awesome. She has started 3 businesses. She works 24 hours a day. When she's asleep, her phone is sitting next to her, turned on, turned up, so when the ringer goes off, she can answer it and she can take care of situations with those 3 businesses she's open. Yes, she's opened 3 businesses, and it's spread across 2 states. She has businesses up in Alaska, and it's also gone down to Arizona. She is working her butt off every day. And now I'm going to say, you know what? That money you've earned for your retirement eventually, that money you've earned to pay for your kids' school, that money you've earned for your different stuff that you want, for that lifestyle you wanted, well, I'm going to take it so I can have a lifestyle too that I don't deserve. Because I haven't busted my ass like you have all these years. I'm sorry, but it just... knowing so many people that have busted their butt, knowing these people that have made money, I know how much work it takes to earn it. And, you know, I haven't busted my butt like they have, and I haven't earned what they have. So I don't feel that I should be taking what they have. So don't tell me that they haven't earned it and they should have to pay back your loans. It's just idiocy. Absolute idiocy. Well, I've been going a little longer than they wanted me to, so I'm going to cut off here. But, rate this podcast. Give us 5 stars if you can. Leave a comment and help others find this podcast. Let your friends know. And check us out. Thanks, guys. Have a good day. This is Brian G. signing out. Thanks.